So hi Anthony.
Hello.
We are here to see the circle guitar again. We saw it at Bristol, but we thought we'd give it another go, right?
Thank you. Yeah, well, I've got a new firmware which has given us more rhythmic possibility. So using MPE MIDI now to control the wheel speed. So it can do it more dynamically than we did it before.
So for people who don't know, what is the circle guitar?
Basically, it's a wheel with plectrums that strum the strings, and it strums in a way that the human hand, can't do. So you put little magnetic picks on the wheel, which creates a rhythm. But I've got a multi-channel pickup, so I can isolate each string. Each string has its own volume fader. I can then I can program gate patterns on, say, Ableton, so I can then arpeggiate the strings at the same time. And so it's kind of the power of it on its own when it's just, there'll be two modes. There'll be a player mode, which will be tap tempo and speed control without any gating, and that's, and you control the wheel, the volume of the faders and the strings with the faders, or you can use the producer mode, which is MPE MIDI, do all sorts of crazy rhythms, program it yourself, and then also set up these gate patterns that basically create arpeggios and gives you insane amounts of flexibility. But the idea is really, by kind of taking away the need to strum, you're adding the ability to interact with the strings in new ways. So you find these harmonics, you find these mutes, you find these two-handed chords, you get sort of double-handed vibrato. It's kind of endless. They're still sort of, exploring it at the moment.
So should we hear a bit of what it can do?
So I'll just take you through a few things, so just in a basic kind of, I can control the wheel speed. This is more the kind of gating idea. Kind of myself, to be honest, it's so loud in here. Then you can do these.
So how does one go about programming it?
So if you come in here, I'll keep it playing, but so that's my wheel rhythm. So you can see I'm using a slide, CC value slide in here to positionally tell where the wheel to go and at what speed. And then this is my pattern that I've got that's creating the arpeggiator.
So it's all just MIDI. It's just MIDI information that's moving the wheel. Right.
Yeah. So if I go more for a straight arpeggio, and I can change the speed.
Cool. So when are you hoping to have it like ready for market then?
So we're doing a limited batch to start with, more of a kind of like between 4 and 8. I hopefully have that ready around sort of June, July. Yeah, I mean we've announced prices. They're expensive. They're £9,995 plus VAT and shipping, but we're literally we're doing between 4 and 8, so I'm really hoping, we've met some amazing people in Namm, and my mission is to actually license it so I can, I don't want this to be expensive. I want this to be in the hands of amazing, young, diverse set of musicians, and the exciting thing is it's good for all sorts of different types of music. Obviously the kind of electronic techno stuff, but the metal kind of thing, I mean, it's just, it's a sonic exploration tool, really. You kind of, sort of collaboration with the machine. You make these decisions early. You program the wheel. You might set a pattern, and then you work out what you're playing. But once you've got that pattern and that wheel movement, there's so much variation you can create through the guitar, which is why it's a guitar. The strings of a guitar are like, the oscillators underneath your fingers, and it's because you're touching them, you can get so much dynamic range out of it, so much expression. Just like, hand mutes, whatever. It's just so, it really pushes it into a kind of different space.
Brilliant. Well, Anthony, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you. I hope you got to hear that.